The Courtauld Cézanne exhibition offers a wonderful opportunity to look at his oil paintings alongside his watercolours. In his letters to the writer and painter Émile Bernard, Cézanne wrote that the painter gives concrete expression to his sensory experiences by means of colour and drawing, and that he is more or less master of his means of expression. A section of the exhibition explores some of the findings from a recent technical study which explores in depth Cézanne's particular means of expression, by which I mean the way in which he used his materials to inquire into the nature of painting and its relationship to the observed world. Le Lac d'Annecy was painted in 1896. In it, Cézanne's control of means is evidenced by his sensitivity to the part that all stages in his painting process might play in the final surface. The reflection in the lake is rendered by a thin wash of oil paint over the pale grey ground. A sliver of this grey ground is also visible on the edge of the castle's tower. Either side of this are strokes of blue and orange paint. Here, Cézanne is constructing form and space through the juxtaposition of warm and cool colours, which are also complementary. He is, as he puts it, modulating paint and not modelling it. The brushwork across the background builds up a sequence of planes of colour, but Cézanne's painting technique is not systematic, as accounts by Bernard would have us believe. Elsewhere, the brushstrokes are much more varied, looser and broader. Cézanne developed a painting practice in which he balanced control of means with a state of open-ended possibility. Elsewhere in the background, we can see painted lines that interlock with patches of colour, which create uncertainty as to the painting's state of finish and also ambiguity between the foreground and background. Apples, Bottles and Chairback is painted in watercolour. Here too, Cézanne's control of his materials is evident. He developed a technique whereby the colour was applied in thin patches, which were allowed to dry before the next was superimposed. The paper in the apples is allowed to play a part in the final surface. The highly visible graphite lines also challenge the notion that Cézanne's painting practice was systematic. The drawing is neither independent of the watercolour nor a preparatory stage. It is even possible that some of the lines of graphite were painted on top of the watercolour. Colour and line are intertwined visually and are in dialogue with one another. Attempting to understand Cézanne's paintings may be likened to following one of these lines of graphite as it weaves through colour in and out of visibility.